Hi, fellow artists. My name is Lauren. I'm the artist behind Potato Art Studios, and in today's video, I'll be sharing with you my art supply haul from Jackson's Art Supply Company. So if you're interested in hearing about my ordering process and how my order was received and why I ordered from Jackson's, just keep on watching. So, if you're not familiar with Jackson's, they're a UK-based art supplier, and the reason why I decided to place an order from Jackson's instead of a US supplier is because their prices were very, very good compared to the cheapest prices I could find online in the US. So I was looking at prices at Blick.com, Jerry'sArtorama.com, Dakota Pastels, Cheap Joe's, all of these websites. And Jackson's Art Supply was by far the cheapest. And specifically, I was looking at buying pastel paper. And the pastel paper that I've been enjoying the most has been Pastel Matte, which is made by a brand called Clairefontaine. And this company makes paper in France, so I'm assuming because UK is relatively close to France, the prices to import the paper from France is significantly cheaper than importing into the US. So that's why Jackson's retail price was much lower. And on top of that, early in September when I placed this order, they actually had a sale going on, so it was even cheaper. So to give you a idea of the savings I was looking at and what made me order through Jackson's, I have a table on the screen here, and you can see that in the US, all of these prices are in US dollars, and the retail price for a pad of pastel matte is about $62, and that's just for 12 sheets. So it's very, very expensive. You're talking about $5 per sheet of paper. And so with the online retailers that sold this specific pad of pastel matte, you can see that they're all around $40. And Jerry's Artorama was the cheapest at $39, or basically $40. When I was looking at Jackson's website, their retail price, their everyday price is $30. And they had a sale which reduced their normal price to $25. So if you're comparing prices, you're basically paying 60% less for the same item just for comparing the Jackson sale price to the typical retail price, and it's 37% less at Jackson's than the lowest online retailer I could find. So on September 6th, I placed an order through their website, and the following day I received a notification that my order was received, and I had a PDF of the invoice. The following day, I had a notification that the entered the information into their shipping provider, so I was able to now track the status of the package. On September 8th, the item departed the sorting hub. On September 11th, the item arrived in the US and was going to go through customs. And on September 13th, I had received a notification that the item was delivered. From the 6th to the 13th, that is, let's see, 7 days, so 1 week from the time I placed an order, I physically had the package in my hands. So we're talking about really, really good shipping times. And this is really impressive because if you've ever placed an order with Blick or Jerry's before, typically it takes them a couple days just to process your order. So I was surprised at how quickly Jackson's was able to package my order and then send it off. So comparing the time that it took for the parcel to arrive from the UK or not actually the UK, we'll get into that later, but the time it took for the parcel to arrive from Jackson's versus Blick, the shipping times are very similar. Blick and Jerry's takes anywhere from 1 to 2 weeks to arrive, and Jackson's took basically 1 week. So for more ordering details, I'll have my order information on the screen here. So my item subtotal was under $100 and shipping and handling was $3.90, and that was very reasonable, I felt, for international shipping, with it being as fast as it was, and also that it included tracking, because tracking is usually an additional couple dollars. So I'm going to be showing you a video of me unboxing my order from Jackson's, just so that you can see how it was packaged. And remember that I'm just ordering paper in this order, so I was ordering 2 pads of paper and 3 smaller packs of paper. And so you'll see that my parcel came in a padded envelope, and I was sort of surprised because I thought that it would have been packaged in at least a cardboard box, and I was a little concerned that the paper could have been damaged because it was only in a padded envelope. So I'll show you front and back. And it has an easy tear tab on the side, so we're just going to tear through that. And the inner package is wrapped in cardboard, so it's just taped over. It's just a sheet of corrugated cardboard taped up. So I'm going to slice through that really carefully so I don't accidentally slice any papers. So opening up the parcel, my first items are the pads of pastel mat, and it looks like the corner on the first parcel actually was slightly damaged, and I was afraid of that happening because of how the package was bundled up. So the second pad of pastel paper looks okay, and the 3 smaller individual packs of paper all actually look like they're in pretty good shape. And I think the main reason why the outermost pad got damaged was because it may have been dropped. So you can see that on the cardboard, there was a basically slight tear in it, indicating that it was probably dropped, and the impact was absorbed by the cardboard a little bit, but some of that force was transmitted to my outermost pad of paper, and that's what caused the damage. So I'm going to show you a picture of the close-up of the damage here, and it's not too bad. It only affected about 1/2 inch of the corner of the paper, and when I use pastels, I usually have a border around my drawing so the damage wouldn't directly affect my drawing surface. So I don't plan on filing any damage complaints, but just to let you know, that's what happened with one of my packs of paper. So my final thoughts on this order, I am really pleased with how quickly Jackson's processed and shipped my order. I'm also really happy with how fast the order came to me. This item was actually shipped out of Sweden, I believe. The shipping label shows that it was shipped from Sweden. They have a processing facility in another country, or I didn't have to pay duty fees. I do, however, have to pay tax on this order. So if you're not familiar with filing taxes, there is a field in your taxes that if you don't pay state taxes for whatever item that you purchased online, you do have to pay what's called a use tax. And so depending on your state, it might vary by a certain percentage, but for me, in the county that I live in, my use tax is around 9%. So on my taxes, I will actually have to declare that I ordered this item online, and will have to pay a use tax come April. So if you're frequently purchasing items from other countries, most times the retailer is not going to pay those taxes. You are responsible for paying those taxes. So just keep all of your receipts and make sure you have a record of what you ordered, because you do want to make sure that you pay the appropriate amount of tax when it's time for tax season. So all in all, I was not very happy with how they shipped my order. I was expecting at least some bubble wrap or at least a box. I was expecting my order to arrive in a cardboard box that was padded on the inside and not a padded envelope, because that doesn't provide a lot of protection, especially when it's traveling internationally. I was surprised how good of a condition it arrived in, honestly, considering how it was packaged. But I do plan on placing another order with Jackson's, and that's just because of how good the prices are. If you've already seen my order and how I received it, so different orders may be packaged differently. This is just how my order was packaged. But I do plan on placing another order through them. I'm probably going to place an order for pastels, since they currently have a pastel sale that is ongoing from now until I believe September 23rd. I'll leave the dates of that sale on the screen if it's still ongoing. But because of how good the prices are, because many of the art supplies that I'm looking at investing in are made in Europe, so Jackson's prices are much more reasonable than anything I can find for US retailers. So I will continue purchasing through Jackson's. If you'd like to see me do another follow-up video with my second order, please leave a comment down below and I would be happy to do another follow-up video, because I feel like it's very important to know how retailers package your art supplies, especially when you're dealing with very expensive art supplies. You really want to make sure that the retailer does take the appropriate amount of precautions to make sure your order reaches you safely. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. And if you're interested in checking out my other videos, I do have a playlist of time-lapse videos where I use pastel matte, like the paper I just ordered, in a lot of pastel drawings, so you can check those out. I'll have a playlist linked down below. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in my next one.